Noticeably absent from this afternoon's media briefing at fire headquarters was New Haven's fire chief.
Chief John Alston is with Lieutenant Samad Rankins at Bridgeport Hospital's burn unit. Lieutenant Rankins' condition has been steadily improving.
This morning, Rankins remained listed in critical condition at Bridgeport Hospital.
The department has seen overwhelming support from around the country, from our brothers and sisters in the fire service, police service, and civilians.
The Connecticut State Police Fire and Explosion Investigation Unit is leading this probe and expects to be on scene at 190 Valley Street for several more days, taking a look at a home reported to have been cluttered.
It's difficult to tell right now whether or not it was hoarding or just a lot of accumulation of combustible materials.
And the FEIU will be investigating what contributing factors led to the firefighters becoming disoriented and ultimately being found unconscious.
They do a lot of training, but when they get into these situations, sometimes they never know what they're walking into or what they're crawling through. And those are things that we're going to look at to see if that was a contributing factor.
Assistant Chief McCarthy confirmed firefighter Torres, who leaves behind a pregnant wife and soon-to-be one-year-old, would not normally have been working that night.
At this point, I think it's safe to say he was not working with his assigned shift. He was working a different shift in the same firehouse that he is assigned.
Meanwhile, a GoFundMe page created to benefit the fallen firefighters' family has received an amazing response. Right now, the total money raised stands at $187,000, soon to be $188,000, which is good news on such a tough story.